every student who reaches out to me before the exam that, ma'am, I've done everything that is there, but I'm really, worried or stressed about the essay part of the question. Am I ready for the, for the case study question really? So what would be your guidance? What do you think that, the students should be doing to prepare themselves better for the essay type of the question?
First and foremost, I love the batch or the group that comes for offline classes, because there you know who else is studying, and you also know why somebody is studying US-CMA with you. The reason why will solve a lot of
Absolutely.
peer understanding and the growth together. So when we talk about case studies, if I choose an answer in a case study based on my perspective, it's not that it's a wrong answer or a right answer. It's just my perspective.
Right. So there is no right or wrong basically.
There is no right or wrong. Similarly, you have the same case study, but your assumptions and your decisions will be totally different from mine.
Tell me, 5 things that every student must be looking out for in the entire Hawk LMS set. These are the 5 key resources that I have to utilize to prepare myself best for the upcoming exam.
There are so many
Let's
that
just
is there in
the top 5 you tell me, please.
Okay, so the top 5 will be.
Hello everyone and welcome to the podcast series at the Wall Street School. अगर आप एक इंटरनेशनल अकाउंटिंग करियर में ऑप्शंस ढूंढ रहे हैं, I am 100% sure that you must have looked at the US-CMA as a qualification. Or if you are someone who has already enrolled for it and preparing for the next exam window, then this podcast is for you. Today I have a very special guest with me, Ms. Srividya Rajaram, who is the country head at Hawk International India. And welcome to the podcast, Shri. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much, Shilpi. Thank you for having me in your special podcast. And I love interacting with you as always. Now I have the opportunity to meet your students who are thinking of doing CMA as well as who are pursuing and planning for their examination. Thank you so much for having me here.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Shri, for your time. The essence of the agenda for today's podcast is going to align the students as to how to best prepare for the US-CMA exam.
Perfect.
And Hawk obviously being our official, content partner for US-CMA, we are very much confident that we already have all the resources which the students need to pass. But students will always be students. They need guidance. They need, are they, ready enough to, book the next exam window? And that is where I need your guidance, your support to tell the students that, yes, this is, you need to do X, Y, Z. This is the entire roadmap and that's it. Go ahead, book your exam for the next window.
I completely resonate with what you say. Like, we have also come through that student stage and we know that, we are yet not prepared. Even like we have prepared everything 200%,
Right.
400%. Still we feel before the date of exam, no, I'm still not prepared.
Right.
Probably those days we had a set exam months dedicated. So we know that, May, June, I have to give the exam.
Right.
Or there were half-yearly exams which were in November, December. So we know that we have to give the exam that time. So we were preparing. But now with professional certifications, the 2 global certifications, the scenario has been you have the flexibility to choose your examination
Completely agree. I think that flexibility is, a two-edged sword. So that is somewhere, which I really want you to address today.
So when you have the flexibility, it's not for your disadvantage. You have to take it for your advantage. So you need to decide, you have 3 exam windows.
Right.
I always say the candidate, you just not have 3 exam windows, you have 180 days to choose from when you want to give the exam. So
Absolutely.
What else do you want? Now, you cannot be indecisive for choosing a date out of 180.
Right.
So when you start your batch, when you start pursuing your US-CMA, start with an end in mind.
Absolutely. I think that's very critical.
Yes. So if this is March, I'm joining Wall Street for, US-CMA. My, how I would start is, I want to give my one paper in September, October window.
Absolutely.
Another one in Jan, Feb. And then I can focus on my career. Because career is at risk, the delay that you're doing, the procrastination that you're doing. Somebody else is going to get that, dream job that you have been waiting for.
Absolutely.
So you shouldn't delay that. You should leverage the flexibility and ensure that you are booking a slot as soon as you start your US-CMA.
Wonderful.
At least in your mind. And yes, Hawk LMS has something called the exam date, tentative exam date that you can book in the pass map tool. Choose that tool and start preparing. So all your universe is going to support you if you decide you want to give the exam in September October window. Another thing I want to add is I still feel September October is still not a specific date. It's still vague.
Right.
It's an open option of
Yes.
60 days.
Yes.
You should choose a date. Maybe it is October 20th. That is fine. Choose a date and stick to that and have a plan, going with the schedule that you'll be studying with Wall Street, as well as doing some self-study, doing some practice questions. Everything will fall in place if you start with the end in mind.
Wonderful. I think you've just set the tone of the entire podcast very, very specifically, that as soon as you start, as soon as you've made the decision to go in for, US-CMA, we obviously will be providing you with the content of Hawk. The first thing that you need to do is put in your desired exam date.
Yes.
The content, the LMS itself is going to help you prepare and guide you that this is, your pathway to that particular date. And there is no procrastination, really should be happening then. In your mind, on your LMS, everything has to be aligned. And that is how we're going to take it really.
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
And now that IMA and Hawk, they are strategic partners.
Oh, wow.
So globally, we are having a different role to play with respect to the progression of the students, and both IMA and Hawk are looking at how are the students progressing when they take up the US-CMA, how many are getting certified, how many are getting better career opportunities and succeeding in their career. So we both forces are looking at how we can help the students, how we can help our partners, how we can help our faculties to help the students succeed. So students succeed, partners also succeed, and we also succeed.
Absolutely.
IMA also succeed. So it will be a win-win for everybody. So that's the final goal. That's why we are now a strategic partner with IMA, and globally we are making a difference there.
Wonderful. So like you just said that, you already have everything best in terms of, the resources which are out there.
Yes.
So you have, the best trainer support which is out there. You can come for the offline classes here at the Wall Street School. Every weekend the offline classes are happening. You have the best trainers, the best of the mentors, the best of the content partners. So all that resources which you really need to pass your exam is already out there. It's just a matter of utilizing these resources in the best
Absolutely.
possible manner, really.
Absolutely. So when we talk about the Hawk LMS and the resource, it gives you a schedule for preparation.
Okay.
See, earlier days, you and me must have been, writing in our diaries the date,
Yes,
time, this is
true
what I
that.
will study. And yes, procrastination existed even then. It is there even now. We'll be humans as humans. So now the plan is more flexible. Like in the Hawk LMS, probably I had to come to do a podcast with Shilpi today. So I didn't do my studies. So my 1 hour, 1.5 hour that I had said that I will study today is being skipped. But this is going to be adjusted in my this week schedule.
Right.
So it's not going to be overwhelming for me, and I'm going to still give that much time during the week. Maybe 6 hours, maybe 7 hours.
Right.
So that's all you have to do. But enjoy the rest of your life also. You just have to balance
Absolutely.
study with your rest of the
I think you've said it very rightly that, if we follow a fixed timetable in our mind that, okay, this is my schedule for the entire week.
Yeah.
An hour here and there can be adjusted very, very easily. But then
Yes.
you know that you've done whatever you had planned for that particular week.
Yeah.
You're aligned.
Yes.
Come for the class during the weekends, go back and revise during the weekdays, and you're aligned towards your end goal of the exam, really. So tell me, Shri, that, what should be the ideal way for a student to start with their, preparation? So, and how the LMS itself is going to guide you. So, just take me through some numbers to begin with. So, how many MCQs would there be? How many essay type question practice would there be on the LMS already provided? And, this is something which is already out there for you to finish off, during your revision phase, really.
Absolutely. So what we follow is a very simple technique. You have a schedule for your entire, I choose exam date as September 20th, as we discussed just now. So my schedule from today till September 20th is already coming in my dashboard. when I
Okay.
start with my Hawk LMS. And I have decided that I'm going to give 6 hours this week or every week for that matter. So my 6 hours schedule is there. I just have to log in, study the online textbook. I don't think so many of the people are, leveraging that because the classrooms are done from the,
The physical books,
yeah.
yes.
So the students are attending your classes. Your faculties are the videos for them. They learn. When they come back, they can revise something from the textbook, make some color codes of what is important that I have to revise at the time of examination. Is there something I don't understand? Can I mark that in red color so that during the doubt session with Wall Street faculties, I can go back and sit with them and solve my doubts, or any concepts that I don't understand, I can underline and keep that. So all of this filter facility is available in the online textbook. People
Wonderful.
can utilize this. As a next step, okay, I learned section 1 today. Section A, Unit 1 today at Wall Street. I come back home. Unit 1 has only 13 questions. Let me just do the 13 questions at home. So I know what is right, what is wrong,
Perfect.
where my concept is not clear, or if I have chosen a wrong answer, why is it wrong?
Right.
Because I thought it is right. So you have an explanation not only for the wrong answer but for all the 4 options, which is right, which is not right, and why. So when you go through section wise practice questions, as soon as you complete the class and come back home, you have better clarity. Do not pile up the practice questions. Because you asked about the number of practice questions, for each part there are 2300 plus questions.
Wow.
Humanly, is it possible for you to, I cannot.
I'm sure
I cannot
none of
sit
us
in
can, but
August,
then,
September, I'll sit with 2300 questions and solve. I'll give up.
yes.
So better is every day take that, small modules of 13,
Break it up,
20.
exactly.
Yes.
That's very important. And like you very simply said that, whatever concept has been taught to you in the class, the only thing that you really need to do is go back home, revise that concept in principle, and do the relevant practice questions on it. It has to be a schedule, that you are following. It has to be streamlined with your classes, really. It cannot be left for the last 10 days, 15 days. Like you said, it's going to be, humanly not possible. That is where it becomes overwhelming for the students. Okay, I've got, so much to do and my exam is approaching. You have to be simultaneous with your class.
Absolutely. And when you complete those practice questions, you also get reward. I'll talk about this reward because this is the encouraging factor. This is the confidence
Who doesn't
booster.
like rewards, isn't it?
So the PassMap tool has something called the PassMap, badge.
Badges.
And another one is this, the percentage that shows up in the top right of the dashboard. It will say like, I studied for 1 hour, I took my 13 questions. It's going to say like, you're 18% ready, you're 20% ready, you're 30% ready. And that is the, daily confidence boost. Now, when I have 80% or 88% ready for the examination in my PassMap tool, obviously I will be more confident.
Absolutely.
And even if a faculty will come and say like, no, don't go for October exam. No, I say, no, I am going for October exam because my PassMap tool says that I am ready.
And it's a very quantitative assessment. I feel that, it's like giving you in numbers that you're this much percentage ready.
Yes.
So you have to trust the process, really.
Absolutely. And another boost that I was talking about is the badge. Every time I complete a core area, I get a badge from Hawk, which says that I have completed, examination or the test that is related to internal controls or performance management. So I can actually, use that badge not only for my own motivation but also for my peers to bring that healthy competition.
Absolutely.
So that the group also grows together. So if you're doing well, if that is working for you, I also follow that, right? People invest in stock market just because you earned a few hundreds. So I also invest. But this is more into career. If PassMap tool is helping you to move on and succeed in US-CMA and book your exam and pass, I will also follow that.
Absolutely.
So the peer pressure is very positive, very healthy when you talk about the badge, and that's what we are looking at. The more badge that you accumulate, you're more confident, and you go ahead and book your exam with IMA.
Absolutely. I think that's a very well said answer. And honestly, Shri, I've observed this in the class as well. So, like every Saturday, Sunday, we have these offline classes for US-CMA. And if you go and actually sit down in a class, in the one of the classes, you will read and you will observe that because the group is out there, they
Yes.
are helping each other actively as well as passively. So, that is what the beauty of the offline class probably is, that, you are there with the class, you're more involved, and specifically for the essay type questions, I would say, because that is one area which every student is, kind of fearful for. Honestly, every student who reaches out to me before the exam that, ma'am, I've done everything that is there, but I'm really, worried or stressed about the essay part of the question. Am I ready for the, for the case study question, really? So what would be your guidance, what do you think that, the students should be doing to prepare themselves better for the essay type of the question?
First and foremost, I love the batch or the group that comes for offline classes, because there you know who else is studying, and you also know why somebody is studying US-CMA with
Right.
you. The reason why will solve a lot of,
Absolutely.
peer understanding and the growth together. So when we talk about case studies, if I choose an answer in a case study based on my perspective, it's not that it's a wrong answer or a right answer. It's just my perspective.
Right. So there is no right or wrong, basically.
There is no right or wrong. Similarly, you have uh, the same case study, but your assumptions and your decisions will be totally different from mine, because that's your perspective. But because you have an offline class, I would recommend that make the students sit together, give them one case study, and let them analyze in two different groups and come back with their own analysis.
Absolutely.
And present it, and also explain why they have chosen a particular answer for a particular question in that case study. What's the vision that they are looking at? Because see, today we both are working in an organization. You work for Wall Street, I work for Hawk, and we have also worked for multiple organizations previously. Every day at least we handle 3 or 4 case studies only. Absolutely. Practically. Right? So we don't go with an anticipation to the office that today
this is going to happen
this
today.
is going to happen today, and that comes like a surprise. Like today morning there was a surprise for me. So that's a case study. Now all that matters is your mindfulness, your
Right.
mindset,
Right.
and the open mindedness that you have to see the problem and not anything else, and how soon or how better or how amicably you can resolve that. So that is what an organization is looking for.
Absolutely. And I think that is the beauty of the US-CMA qualification, that
Yes.
it literally equips you with those 12 core competencies, which every day you will be, utilizing practically at your job, really.
Absolutely. So it's just an application based question.
Right.
You have to visualize the case study and then think that you are the boss and you are going to take that decision. Then everything changes. Should look like, you should look at the case study like a game.
Right.
Not like a question that is a nightmare for you. And in my view, I'll suggest the students to look at even the multiple choice questions as a case study with the vision of a case study. So the questions are not different, the concepts are not different, the ratios are not different, the formulas are not different. It's just the same in multiple choice as well as in the case studies.
Absolutely.
You just have to look at it as if it's a challenge that is coming to you, it's a game that is coming to you, and you have to face it and take the ownership, like as if, okay, I am the boss.
Yes.
How
Don't write answer like a student. You have to literally put yourself in that role which has been assigned to you in the case study, and then answer from that perspective like a professional. What would you practically do if something like this really happens on your job? So that mindset is very important while you are you are writing down your answer for the case study, I feel.
Yes. And for case study, when you do the group discussion, maybe I have a mindset issue, right? My mind is closed. I think my answer is right. My answer is reasonably right or logically right or whatever, or has a presence of mind or common sense, whatever you put into that. It's a situation. It's just going to be there for few minutes and you have to handle that situation.
Right.
That's it. But if my mind has to open up for other people's perspective, the group discussion is going to help you. So in your offline classes, I would recommend or suggest that have this group discussion kind of
Absolutely, we do. So basically, there are group discussions that we have. And that is where, that is the beauty of the class, that, you are able to, not just give your ideas, but also listen to what the other
Yes.
perspective is as well.
Yes.
So, when that happens, like once the concepts and everything are done, we encourage the essay based questions to be discussed in the class itself, so that more students give their perspective and they hear other person's perspective as well. And that is what consciously and subconsciously prepares the students for the case study.
Absolutely, absolutely. And be curious. Your students should be, my advice to the students is be curious, ask your questions to your faculties. You have such a great resource with you. You should go ahead and ask questions. Ask at least 10 questions every week in the offline class and see the magic. Because the more you ask the why is this
Yes.
the right answer? Why is this the wrong answer? The curiosity is going to help you learn faster, and if possible, teach somebody in your classroom, to your peers. If they have a doubt, try to go and solve that, because when you are in the process of solving somebody else's doubts, you learn
You
more.
also learn, absolutely. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Sri, for that. So now let's quickly, I think, the preparation wise, I think we are kind of sorted now. But tell me, like, 5 things that every student must be looking out for in the entire Hawk LMS. That, these are the 5 key resources that I have to utilize to prepare myself best for the upcoming exam.
There are so many tools
Let's
that
just
is there in the
the top 5, you
partner.
tell me,
Okay,
please.
so the top 5 will be, first thing, you have to set your examination date. That is the
Absolutely.
tentative examination date.
So goal setting is the first
Yes,
thing.
goal setting will be the first thing that you will do. The second thing will be having a habit of daily practice questions. Maybe it is 10, maybe it is 20, maybe it is 30. That is fine. Even if you start with 5 practice questions, that is fine. You are in Instagram, I am in Instagram, but I know like students are there in Instagram more than you and me.
Right.
But what I will say is, every time you come out of Instagram, take at least 5 questions. Test your brain, because you also need break when you're
Right.
practicing questions, right? You had some entertainment, great. Take some 5 questions, drill your mind and bring that practice. When you do that, slowly and slowly you will have that love for the Hawk LMS, that I have to practice more questions, because this is giving me that dopamine, right?
Yes, yes.
Every time I practice a question and it's right, you want to try more questions.
Absolutely.
So this will be my second advice for the students. The third will be, see, IMA examination is for 4 hours. Today, you and me do not have the patience to stay away from our phone for
Yes.
even 5 minutes. And the level of distractions that everybody is having now is too high. And the amount of information they are consuming is too high. So, in those 4 hours, you have to have that mindfulness and the focus only for your examination. And that is not going to happen on October 20th.
Absolutely.
Suddenly.
It has to be a process.
It has to be starting from now. So the third point that I will kind of insist is, have your weekly test papers set. Hawk has practice questions which can be random questions. You can choose keywords and make your own question paper. You can choose unit 1, 2, 3, 4 and random questions from 4 units. You can try anything and everything that you want.
Okay, wonderful.
So
this is something which even I did not know. That you
Okay.
can set up your own practice tests as well.
Yes. So as per my preparation, maybe I did only unit 1, 3 and 5. I have not done 2 and 4.
Right, right.
Although it may be taught in the class. I can choose 100 question paper out of unit 1, 3 and 5.
Oh, wow.
And I can do that. So those questions are going to come in a jumbled way, in a random way. So every weekend, have a routine or a ritual to sit for 3 hours, do 100 multiple choice questions. I'll come to the case study later.
Right.
But at least let me have the stamina and endurance to sit for 3 hours.
Very important,
without
I think
a
that
mobile.
is, yes.
And just do my 100 practice questions, keeping a timer. So when I talk about timer, that is the fourth point. Time management is very important here. People say that you just have 1 minute to 1.5 minutes per question. So you need to understand, okay, in the 3-hour question paper, you are going to feel thirsty. You are going to have mind blocks. You may be having the need to attend to your nature call.
Right.
So keeping 30 minutes aside for all of this stress, 2.5 hours is something that you should think of for attempting to 100 questions.
The 100 mark questions.
Have this as your mindset.
Right.
This 30 minutes buffer, you can thank me later, because later when you would have flagged few questions that I'll come back and attend later,
you have that time
you
to
have
come back
that time
actually.
to come back and revisit those questions, change few answers and all that. Play around that time. That will be your safeguard time.
Absolutely.
So this time management again is not going to happen on October 20th.
Right.
You have to start this from now. Set a timer. Okay, if I am taking 20 questions, am I able to do that in 20 minutes or 30 minutes? Take module size questions that will help you get into that practice, and over a period of time, you know the concepts, you know the ratios, you know the application part. Your mind will automatically have a processing time, how fast you can read the question, how fast you can interpret the question, understand the question. Reading is different.
Right.
Now you have to
What
process
is
it,
important is to interpret the requirement
interpret
really.
it, and then look at the 4 options that is in front of you. In case study, you don't have the options. You have to imagine you are the boss.
Yes.
Here you have 4 options, and 2 are going to be very alike, right? Yes, I am the right. No, I am the right. So your eyeballs are just shifting here and there.
I think the
which is the right
disguisers
one.
are there to really disguise.
Yes. So the more you practice, your intuition also helps there. Okay, this is what it should be. So the speed increases. So the more you practice, the speed increases, and this helps you in the time management when it's actually on October
The day of
20th.
the exam.
So that
Wonderful.
will be my fourth tip, I think.
Fourth, yes.
Now coming to the mock exams, I'll say do not touch the mock exams. There are 2 mock exams in Hawk LMS. Do not touch the mock exams till the time your pass map shows you're 80 or 85% ready for the exam.
That's a very key takeaway, guys. So 80 to 85% should be your minimum benchmark before you even think of getting onto the mock exam practice really.
Why I say this is mock has all new questions. Imagine that's like an IMA exam.
Right.
So does that help if I go and visit my mock exam every day or every week? No. My brain will stop thinking about it because I already know the question, and my subconscious mind, as you rightly said, it already knows the answer.
Right.
It's not even going to do any exercise of thinking the scenario or looking at the options. It will straight away go to the answer. So do not touch the mock exam till the time your pass map is 80 or 85%, where you might have already completed the 2300 questions and you have drilled your mind, you have done your daily practice. Now, the pass map shows the schedule that you have to take your first mock 45 days prior to October 20th.
Right.
And the second mock 30 days prior to the October 20th. So just follow that pattern. If at all I took my mock 1 and I did not clear, do not panic. You can take the same mock after 15 days. You get a review of where you went wrong, where are the weaknesses, what subjects do you have to revise. Go back to those units. You have your Hawk LMS for you. Go back, sit with your faculty and solve your questions, and then come back to the mock exam after at least a 15-20 days of a break.
I think that is one of the most essential features of a mock exam, that it really guides you that how much ready you are now. You think you are ready, that's why you opened it up, but are you really there or not? So take qualitative feedback from the mock exam.
Yes.
Let it not discourage you. I always encourage the students to do mock exams as soon as like you said, that you feel that you're ready for the exam. Okay, let me sit down, time myself, do a mock. But then even if the mock, you were not able to pass the mock, that's okay. Don't get discouraged by it. Take the key takeaways from the mock. It is a learning process. It's still part of the learning process. So as long as you've gone through the mistakes, you've done, okay, this is where I need to go back to revise, that is going to be the game changer. So your approach to handling that failure in the mock is also very important, I feel.
I think that is more better. That is more safe.
Right.
Because you're failing in the mock and not in the real exam.
Exactly.
You know the feedback, you know what the dashboard is, sharing as an analytics for you. You have time to work on your weakness and you can revise those, topics where you are
Absolutely
not scoring. It's much better. I would say think that you fail in the mock so that you get, not just 72, but maybe you come out as a rank holder.
Absolutely.
You never know.
You must aim for that rank really.
Absolutely. So use that as a tool where you are able to excel in that. And after you clear your mock 2, you can yourself see the level of confidence that you will have. and nobody has to, push you or anything for, booking the exam. The student themselves will be booking the examination.
Absolutely.
It's just that the awareness of all of the tools that is available in the Hawk LMS is very important. Your faculties are playing a great role here by giving you the guidance and the lectures and solving your doubt questions. They have great level of patience, and they are actually loving their job. When you come back to them, ask questions, that's when they
It
actually
feels that you've
enjoy.
literally, you've
Yeah.
gone back and done some work on it. You've
Yes.
actually, you're serious about the qualification. It's not just like a weekend thing for you. It has to be a 7-day, thing in a week. Every single day you are progressive, even if those steps are tiny steps.
Yes.
But I know I am moving towards my end goal of passing the US-CMA exam. On that particular day, I will be appearing for the exam. So let's work towards that strategy for appearing for the exam on the said day.
Absolutely. So all of this 5 steps is going to help the students to proceed towards booking their examination and passing the US-CMA and coming out with flying colors. So I think Hawk LMS has many other features also, but I want the students to go and try each of the tabs, how we do when we get a new phone. Like, we are so excited.
Explore all the
Explore
functionality,
everything. Go and
absolutely.
explore all the functionalities. There are videos which is already available in the dashboard, how to use a pass map, how to use an online textbook. So go through those videos. You'll get more ideas from that, and also help your, peer students. So if they are struggling how to use the how to use the Hawk LMS, go and help them also, go in the same process. Because when you study in a group, the level of energy that you have and the peer pressure and, seeing each other win, that's a different dopamine, I think.
Absolutely goes without saying. I think you've put it wonderfully well, Shri, and you've literally set the entire roadmap that students really need to follow. And you know that if you've done this XYZ things, you're sorted really for the exam. So if your pass map is showing 85%, 80 to 85% ready, go do your mocks, and that's all that is really required for you to go and give that exam on that particular D-Day. So the only advice I think you and I have is to not procrastinate your exams. Study towards a fixed date and take those small steps so that you know that okay, eventually you are there on the day of the exam. And that's all that is really required, isn't it?
Absolutely. This is all that is required. If you have a plan in place and if you're consistent, you do not have to worry about anything. Still, you can go for your birthday parties, you can go for weddings, you can go for
Absolutely.
trips, and you can, enjoy life. That is also important. But spend those committed hours for the US-CMA that you have to, and then do anything else and everything else that you are into. Because life also needs to be enjoyed simultaneously when you're progressing in your career, but do not procrastinate in that way that your career gets into the backseat. Then it becomes very difficult to get back to that momentum. One thing I wanted to add here, because you again mentioned that you have offline classes and you are in Delhi NCR. This is a very big, benefit that the students will have. I'll recommend that have the mock exams in your offline classroom.
Absolutely.
Give them
That is a part of the process.
Superb. So in that way, they also have the feeling of a prometric exam center and how things work, how they have to behave for the next 3-4 hours, and what's the mindset. And many students in the prometric, I want to share this experience specifically because we hear a lot of feedback and stories from the students. When the student gets the case study exam paper open, there's a different level of
Right, because that
happiness.
means that you've cleared the MCQ part, and that is the only reason why the essay part has opened up.
Yeah.
But somehow, sometimes I feel that I think that overexcitement of that essay part opening up somewhere, dampens the spirit, and somewhere in the sense that you really have to be focused for that 1 hour really. So that essay also needs to be passed. So focus on that first, and then that is when the entire exam will be cleared.
Exactly, but you and me also will be happy, right?
Of course,
If we are
it
giving
is
that
it
exam.
is to be enjoyed, yes. But then
So,
quickly shift, your gear back to the essay
yes,
really.
take a moment, realize that yes, my case study is open. Now I have the opportunity to give my best in the case study so that the overall
Absolutely.
average as per the expectation from IMA is met, and that I am able to pass it. So the mindfulness at that 1 hour is very, very crucial, and students have to focus there and give their best in that next 1 hour also. So that's what I wanted to additionally add here.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Sri, for sharing all these extremely valuable and insightful tips that you've
Thank you so
shared
much.
to the students. And really you've set the pathway that this is what you need to do to pass your US-CMA exam. You have the best of the resources available on you. The Hawk LMS in itself is a completely great tool for you to have and guides you through the entire journey of your preparation, really. So please, guys, it's my request to each one of you to to utilize the plethora of resources that are available to you, and reach out to us, reach out to your trainers, how to best utilize these resources and pass your next US-CMA exam in the very next window itself. That is something which is I'm extremely focused upon.
So one last message I want to share for the students who are planning to pursue the US-CMA or already started their journey with the Wall Street. You are in the right hands. Be confident, be consistent, and do your best. Give your best. You will succeed. So just be confident and focus. You are already in the best hands. You have all the resources. Make the best out of it. Leverage that and have a daily practice routine. And I'll be very happy to hear from the students when they complete the US-CMA and write their success stories in LinkedIn.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I think that is the only kind of kick that you and I require.
Yes, that's right.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Sri, for your
Thank you.
time today.
Thank you, Shilpi, for having me.
Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.